Hi. In this video, I'm going to talk with you about healing childhood trauma multidimensionally, also known as adverse childhood experiences. So the perspective that I'm going to talk about with you is multidimensional transformation. So rather than just focusing on the psychological or a bit more than that, physical trauma and so forth that's lodged, trauma that's lodged in our body, rather than only looking at that, we'll look more broadly. Why should you listen to me? Who am I? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rémi. I've been in the helping field for 50 years. My background is couple and family therapy, and I'm certified as a trainer in the field. So I've trained psychologists and social workers and etc. So I've tried all kinds of things over time, working with people with sizable difficulties. I've worked I'll give you a little bit of an idea in terms of my background before I talk with you about the methods that have been really powerful. So I spent 10 years as a family therapist in child protection. I spent, as part of that, about, I don't know, 20-30% of my time was working with First Nations clients, so Aboriginal First Peoples, different names depending on what part of the world you're from. So, and I went to Haiti after the massive earthquake and worked with women who lost everything. And so they were living in tents with their children, didn't have enough food day to day. And I worked with what's known as untouchables or Dalits in a community of them in India. So they had been oppressed, living in oppression, living on the edge where there was nothing available to them. They had a hard time getting jobs. So they had ancestral curses that they were carrying. And I spent a bit of time with that group and helped them to clear those energies. And very quickly, they were able to get jobs after that and so on. So their life changed. So, and with people in Haiti, they were able to heal their trauma. And one person, a woman who was dying, for example, ended up being really revived. And people were able to get on with their lives more fully. With First Nations clients, same thing, helping them to uplift and transform and go from there. And then more recently, until 3 years ago, I was working with Jill, my twin flame, and we were we were working with a lot of different people in terms of relationship stuff and in terms of various blockages that they experienced. And they were able to transform very quickly as well. So why is it? How come? So I'll talk with you now about the perspective that I came from over time, and some of the methods, and I'll give you a feel for it too. So I started forever ago working with I've been in the field for 50 years now. So I started at the beginning, I started working with trauma, the phone lines and so forth, mostly listening and saying an occasional comment. After that, 2 years working with troubled youth in a group home, and we did a little bit of family therapy, and it wasn't enough, so I went and got my master's degree and focused especially on individual, couple, family therapy, how to transform. And then that wasn't enough, so I spent 5 years getting my spurs, getting ongoing training in family therapy to help people transform really quickly. And we were able to help a lot of people shift, most of our clients shift, so that there was no longer abuse and neglect and so on, self-destructiveness. And that wasn't enough. I needed to go more deeply to help people heal the various trauma. So I'll talk about that with you now. So So part of the gig is that I paid attention to what was going on, of course, in the helping field at the time. That just wasn't enough. Along came energy psychology, like some people know, some of you know that as EMDR, EFT, emotional freedom technique, and so on. These methods are really powerful to help clear things, but it wasn't enough. So I've been in spiritual practice for a while now, since 1969, and I was gradually incorporating those methods, working with these advanced souls that were coming to us, and bringing in my Jill's skills as well, my twin, and we were able to help transform people's lives really powerfully. We got all kinds of feedback in terms of that. So the combination of energy psychology is really powerful for helping to heal trauma, not enough, and visualizations, healing visualizations to help people to heal the trauma really, really deeply. But that's a little complex. So it's not just issues relating to this life and your trauma is stuck in the body and so on. It's more than that. As I explored and expanded and so on, I had to learn, but there's also this ancestral trauma that I mentioned a bit ago. I have to help to heal that. Well, how do I do that? So I had to learn and figure that out. And I carried shame forever in my system, and I tried all kinds of things. Went to over 70 different helpers over time. It didn't help. I had to go more broadly. So my work is very much out of the box, and we tested it in terms of like with family therapy. I did a bunch of research on effectiveness, what works really well. Do children that are in care, do they go back home and stay there? And people who were fighting substance abuse, is it resolved, and do they get back to those difficulties later, relapse? So I've learned to look at what really helps here, and rather than saying, the very common thing that, well, obviously it's the client is the problem. If it doesn't work, client's the problem. It had nothing to do with me. So rather than doing that, I felt guided to push and go more and more deeply. So the combination of energy psychology and working with ancient methods, especially from India, Tibet, and China, so really helped to transform. So working with higher energies, really powerful, really quick. So let's do a little bit of that now, give you a little bit of a taste. So if you're driving or whatever, you should be sitting quietly for however long I'll be guided to take a couple of minutes probably. So imagine a golden bubble around you, protecting you. So partly protection is it's a tricky thing. It's not only protection from the outside, because we carry all kinds of stuff from our unconscious, including past lives and the ancestral trauma and collective consciousness, the energy of people around us. So many people are freaking out now because, all the various reasons. The world is a lot of the old structures are falling apart. Definitely with the help of some politicians out there. So, and that's part of us going towards New Earth. So all of our stuff is coming up to the surface and freaking us out. And we need to be in a safe place, at least a good portion of the time, so we can cope. And so then we can heal more easily, rather than when we're freaked out like this, it's harder. So golden bubble around you, protecting you from the outside and from the stuff in your body. So you're connected with your higher self, but not with your lower stuff. Do that for a few seconds. Okay. A lot of people have a broken heart these days. So let's ask to heal our heart a little bit. In terms of what's going on these days now. In terms of what happened to you in terms of childhood. For a lot of you. So this won't be enough, what I'm going to do. It just give you a taste test. So let's ask for goddess energy. Think of Big Mama, Big Mama coming in and filling you up. So, Mother Mary, Goddess Kuan Yin, Lakshmi, Mary Magdalene, and you may not know, may not have heard of her, Parvati, who is a divine mother energy. Put your left hand, the receiving hand, our female side is the left side of our body. Put your left hand over your heart chakra, center of your chest. The palm goes in the center. And just receive for a little bit. You can bring it down to your heart chakra or up to your center of compassion. So receiving compassion, and then compassion goes down. Either way is okay. You test drive and see which one works best for you at this point. And then put your right hand, the sending hand, the masculine, so receiving goes down to your right hand, and the right hand sends down to your belly, our inner child. Calming to your inner child. Might be freaking out a little bit. Might be depressed. Might have ongoing anxiety. Receive more. So there's some parts of you that may feel totally unworthy of receiving, right? So we have to heal that to be able to receive. You might not be able to feel anything or much of anything. As we clear the various layers of giving and receiving, being in relationship, being on mission in life, receiving from the divine, our personality gets healed more and more. As we expand, we get connected more fully with past life issues, many of us, and ancestral trauma and collective consciousness gradually heal that more and more and more. More of that comes up to the surface, freaks us out, and we go, oh my God, what do I do now? And then you look more deeply and you heal, and so on. So if you're interested in this type of work, then you choose to check out our website, quantumunion.com, and we have free videos regarding this type of stuff, this type of work. You could choose to do a test drive, and we have webinars that you can choose to get into. I will be putting out free healing videos regarding various aspects of adverse childhood experiences and more broader issues. So if you're interested, hit the button in terms to join this YouTube channel. You can choose to do so for our website as well. And you take care for now.